was the final last night, but I don't even call this an appetizer. I call this a snack. Before the appetizer is going to be the second time that the Warriors and Celtics play at the Chase Center in San Francisco, and the full course meal is going to be in June. Because I called Dog this morning, and my first sentence to him was, "We'll see y'all in June." Yeah. Anybody who watched this game last night, from start to finish, there were haymakers being traded all game long. All game long.
This was a weird game because for the first time in a long time, this was edge of your seat worthy.
Will you say that again, please?
This was edge of your seat worthy, and I'm gonna say this right now. And this is about the whole week, the whole night, right?
Yeah.
Because I know we didn't get a chance to talk about this yesterday. I'm gonna need all bronsexuals to shut up from now on.
Hell yeah!
I need bronsexuals to stop saying that this is a tougher era to score in than any other era that Jordan or Magic or anyone else played in.
I'm gonna need all these teams. I'm gonna need all these doubters and haters to shut up.
Only 2 teams last night scored less than 100 points.
And they were the Bulls and the 76ers, and they both got waxed.
What is the opening line I have as we come on? What happened to the games where scoring 100 points was unusual?
It's just
There's no defense. There's no defense in the NBA now.
None. And yet these morons will sit there like, well, these are tougher eras to score in than Jordan's era.
Man, please.
I could probably.
How many times did Jordan get whacked going up, especially late 80s, early 90s?
Oh my God.
My goodness. You can't sit there and tell me, as these bronsexuals will, and followers of other players like, I don't know, James Harden,
the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man himself, who looked like a marshmallow last night in Los Angeles, that this is a tougher era to score in. That's baloney.
Is Embiid hurt?
No, Embiid's suspended.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Embiid suspended.
Yeah, pretty much.
Listen.
So he's going to be out.
I understand. Listen, if anybody understands bristling about when someone makes a comment about a deceased family member and you going completely berserk, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Oh,
because
you just can't expect to not be disciplined, of course.
Exactly.
I think if you're going to give Embiid a suspension, you need to completely restrict that reporter from covering any more NBA.
Yep. Suspension has got to go on both sides because the reporter should not have brought that up. Number one, and number two, which caused number two Embiid to respond.
Yeah, that reporter would be banned.
You can't stop somebody from running their mouth because, of course, free speech is a thing, but you can at least completely restrict a reporter from speaking in the NBA again.
But this is what I went through in 2016 when the end of the 15-16 high school basketball year, I was covering Marquette Catholic and having a blast doing it. And some idiot decided to phone the IHSAA and say that I was inappropriately touching 2 female students at the school.
A false allegation.
A very false allegation. Which can be just as bad as what Joel Embiid had to face. Right? And I too handled it the wrong way.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I don't know how the right way is.
No, there is no. In a situation where attacks become that. In a situation where attacks have become more and more personal in sports, there isn't a right way.
No.
For anybody involved in sports, be it as a player, as a coach, as a journalist, and as a broadcaster, of which we all are, of the last two, journalists and broadcasters, there is no right way. because people want to make things so doggone personal nowadays.
And like I said, for me, that reporter would not be able to come back there again unless he does a full-on public apology.
I don't think that'll be enough for me. I don't think that would be enough.
But right. I'll tell you right now what's crazy. I was just doing a little bit of live research as we were talking about this. The journalist still plans on covering the 76ers even after this.
Man, if I were the president of the 76ers, I'd put a stop to that.
I would.
If you were the president of the 76ers, you would have had Embiid out of there before that even happened.
Well, that's a basketball situation.
Exactly.
I'm talking more about the media situation, which because you do, in a sense, have to protect your players from personal attacks like that. That has nothing to do with basketball, and you knew that, and that reporter knew that.
That's the biggest problem that most every NBA team has. They don't know how to manage their players in a press situation.
Yeah.
I'll say it again for those in the back of the Union. I'll say it for those in the back of the Garden. I'll say it for those back in the back of the Spectrum. The NBA and its owners do not know how to manage their players in a bad press situation.
He went to the back of the Spectrum,
and you would think that's
and you can couple that with the back of the Forum. You can couple that with the back of the Mecca Arena in Milwaukee, and
I'll take you to the back of the MSG for crying out loud.
The old MSG,
old Chicago.
Dietz is with us. He says the NBA can ban him from the press room, and the newspaper organization should handle it internally. That I agree with.
Yeah.
That I agree with.
The thing is, I don't think they will because he's already saying he's going to do it.
Hurricane Greg is with us. Jedi Kid is with us. Strikeout Beer Podcast is with us. So we got all our rowdy friends joining us early this morning. Sorry, we're late. I ran into a snafu on the road, but I am home. Everything's good. Everything's safe, and we are glad that that y'all are with us. You'll see your comments highlighted here. You guys in the comments section are the lifeblood, to borrow from Cole Johnson, are the lifeblood of the show. And if you follow along with us on Snowman Multimedia and your comment is worthy, we will give you a shout out and give you a post on the screen like we're doing with these comments here. Jedi Kid is with us. Chris Dietz, who will join us later, is with us. Jedi Kid says, "I'm not rowdy, I swear." Yeah, you are. You're with us in the morning talking sports. And if you're rowdy like us talking sports, then we have no problem and no issue. But back to the game in the Garden. Steph Curry hit a 3. Jason Tatum hit a 3. This kid Keita that the Celtics have, I like him.
Yeah.
I like Keita.
He is something else.
Dude, I like Keita.
I'm digging what he's doing.
What I'm also digging, as Keita goes for the Celtics, Jonathan Kuminga goes for the Warriors.
Yeah.
Again, as you and I were talking about earlier, man, this is going to be the June matchup. I don't care what anybody says. Oklahoma City's going to burn come postseason. Denver's going to falter, especially because they're having issues on the road right now.
And plus, Russell Westbrook is on their team. I know that's a direct shot, but I don't care. I'll take it. Russell Westbrook is on their team.
There's no chance in God knowing hell that the Cavs end up making the playoffs. None.
Even less of a chance.
This 9-0 is going to go down in flames.
They're going to burn.
And soon.
They're going to burn.
And even less of a chance for the Lakers to get there.
Listen.
The Lakers ain't even going to win the NBA Cup. Come on, let's be real here.
Listen, let me say this. Anthony Davis, I love you, but you should have gotten the hell out when you had the chance.
Yeah, you should have left.
Because after 2020, Anthony Davis had a chance to go anywhere. Chicago, Golden State, Denver, to a competing team. And yet he chose to re-up with LeBron James. That's your fault, Anthony Davis.
That is your mess.
That's on you.
Man, Austin Rivers should have got out of L.A.
Man, Austin Reeves should have got the hell out. Yeah, Austin Reeves should have been the hell out of L.A.
Yeah.
Austin
But
Reeves should have been gotten out of LA.
unfortunately, he's now stuck with this whole BS that is the LeBron show.
Yep.
You know, and Jedi Kid in the chat. Anybody remember when Russell Westbrook was good? Yeah, at UCLA.
The first 2
And
years he was in Oklahoma.
First 2 years in Oklahoma City, and then he decided to screw over Kevin Durant.
Oh God, that was ugly. And then he decided to also do the same to Harden.
Well, Harden started it
Yeah.
by leaving and thinking he was
all that
a number one option, which he's not.
He ain't no damn number one. He ain't even a number 3. He's a number 9 with extra sauce.
No, he's a number 10 with very little sauce. Hurricane Greg is with us. Westbrook is championship hunting. He's been championship hunting for 14 years.
I mean,
he's been championship hunting for 14 years. Dietz is with us. 2 teams didn't reach 100 last night. This is a point we already had covered.
Yeah.
With the Sixers being beaten 110-98, and then the Bulls getting beaten 119-99 against Dallas. That's another Western Conference team that's going to fall flat on their ass come playoff time, is the Dallas Mavericks. Because it's going to be proven, and I hate saying this, but this is the Mavericks organization. This is Mark Cuban we're talking about. They didn't waste their money on Klay Thompson. They wasted their money on Kyrie Irving.
And I hate to say it, I don't think Luka's going to be able to carry the team like he did last year.
No, or even 2 years ago.
Yeah, but
or even 2 years ago when the Mavericks got to the Western Conference Finals.
Here's the other thing also. Could this be a way of pushing out Kyrie?
Because Kyrie is stubborn.
Because here's the thing. You got Klay now. Klay can do much more than Kyrie and better.
We know that. But a little bit of 98, and 99. The point is that they basically scored 100. They did, but they got blown to smithereens.
The thing
they got blown out.
The thing is that these fanalists.
Thank you for that word, Clark Monroe, one of my dearest friends.
Is that they sit there and say this is the toughest defensive, era that we've ever seen. It's tougher to score. It's like, how? When almost every team last night scored 100 points.
Yep.
Even though, Sixers were at 98 and the Bulls are at 99. They were still almost at 100. You don't almost see at 100 points.
Yep.
I mean, this ain't the land of like Lambeer. Like what it was.
This ain't the land of Lambeer and Patrick Ewing and Charles Oakley and Sir Charles and Abdul Jabbar and James Wood, the Admiral, and Tim Duncan. This ain't that era anymore. Okay, it's easy for teams to score. It's easy for teams to score 100. I'll say it aloud. It's easy for teams to score 100 points. The problem is it's effortless to score 100 points. The problem is the way some teams respond when they have 100 scored on them, except that heavyweight championship fight last night in TD Garden. And the best part about this, they got to play again in San Francisco in January. We got to go through all the rigmarole.
Yep.
And then we'll see them in June. I told Dog on a phone call this morning that I'm calling it right now. It'll be Warriors Celtics in the World Championship.
Easily.
Yeah, I agree with Jedi Kid. Let's see LeBron and Bronny in the A's to see how they do.
And Dietz backed it up, and I agree. That's why the Bad Boys are on that list of greatest teams of all time. Yes, indeed they are.
Yes.
And the architect at that team is a coach I love dearly, the late, great Chuck Daly.
I'd like to see LeBron try to put up, 30 against, the Celtics of the 80s, for crying out loud. He'd never get there.
You know what I'd love to see? I would love to see Kevin McHale torture the daylights out of LeBron James in the post.
I'd love to see Dennis Rodman beat the crap out of him.
Show him what a post game is. Man,
I'd love to see Larry Bird trash talk LeBron.
And hurt him with his trash talk.
I'd love to see Dennis Rodman just bully him in the low post for a little bit, for a game or
two. Listen, Dennis Rodman, who I hated and loved all at the same time. But I got to be honest with you, even though Dennis was with the Detroit Pistons to start his career, I love the Worm in his Piston days because he came of age with the Pistons.
I just called him the straight lace Rodman back in those days because that's when he had no tats.
He had no tattoos. He had a smile.
Yes, his hair was
he had
black.
A fade. But Dennis is Dennis, and Dennis is a Hall of Famer.
But then when he went to San Antonio, that's when you saw the Worm become the Worm.
Yep.
And then he solidified it coming to Chicago.
And got 3 more championships.
Yep.
And then really solidified
3 more titles. So
and then really solidified it joining the NWO.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Rodzilla.
Rodzilla.
Bash the Beach 1998.
Rodzilla versus the Mailman. They each had an off day during the finals.
Yes.
So Diamond Dallas Page delivers a diamond cutter.
The fact they did that during the finals.
1998.
The funny thing is that Daly said that was actually done on accident because he wasn't quite sure because of how tall Carl was.
Right.
He'd be able to do the diamond cutter.
Yeah, he wasn't sure he'd be able to execute it, but Carl made the adjustment. Bless his heart.
Carl is a natural given athlete. He's a natural athlete.
Carl absolutely sold that cutter.
He did. Oh my gosh. Fun times. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're switching to football, and that means Chris Simpson is dropping by to drop some knowledge on tonight's Ravens-Bengals game. And then for hour 2 of this late starting edition, it's all about the deets. But we're going to talk a little more NBA before Chris Simpson's get here. Stand by. Snowman in the morning, back in a deuce. Maybe, if I can push the button. Here it is.
This is Snowman in the morning.
People tell me how lucky my daughter is to have been adopted. But really, we're the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks bucks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
And ever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Chris Bass is crazy.
We already knew that much.
Chris Bass is crazy.
And you know, and Dees does come with another good point. The Bulls didn't know that Rodman was there,
Right.
until
They saw him on TV.
Yeah.
Yep.
Phil Jackson got pissed.
Yes, he did.
And so did Michael.
Yeah, exactly. That's up a couple teams meeting between him and Mike.
Mm-hmm. And they still won.
Yeah.
But Chris Bass is crazy.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
And of course, leave it to have a picture of Chris Christie of all people.
Yep.
Booty!
Oh, God.
If ever you are in distress, take off your
baseball cap and
throw it in the air.
I usually do that after the show, especially after we get done picking.
So every color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles.
That
translates
having rolling. I can be the black
people.
And the picture that Cole found.
Yep.
This is why he's the mad scientist. And I'm almost scared.
I'm sorry, Snowman. I still can't get over it.
Me
I am actually scared.
I wore that button out
I
when I
swear.
created it.
Every time he says booty, I see you down there just like.
I'm telling you right now, I am scared for what Cole's going to come up with for the Patriot pastor.
No comment.
I am legit. Wait, what?
No
comment. What the hell are you talking about? No,
you fool!
That
no comment. You'll have to find out when everyone else finds out.
You're welcome.
Oh,
right.
This is why I have access.
Well,
I'm about.
have access. Dog's gonna have access pretty. In fact, all the crew is gonna have access here pretty soon. All right.
I was about to say I'm about to wish to have a button at this point.
We got Chris Simpson.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming along for the ride for us. Thanks to Jedi Kid, Fifth Down Sports, Hurricane Greg, everybody in the Fanatics Feedback Zone. Our Feedback Zone is brought to you by Fanatics, officially licensed everything. SnowmanInTheMorning.com and SnowmanMultimedia.com is now live, which means you're going to see some editorials and maybe even hear some editorials. This is why I'm the master when it comes to audio editing.
Snowman.
Right now, time to talk some football. Thursday night style.
Here we go.
Here's Chris. Chris Simpson joins us on the Invader Coffee guest line. Good morning, sir.
What's going on, guys? Good morning. How you guys doing
Chris.
today?
Your
How you
voice
guys doing?
sounds like it is gone.
Nah, I think I'm good now. Just have to clear it. I think I'm good. But
All right.
how you guys doing?
I must ask, how in the hell did the New York Jets pull a rabbit out of their hat last week?
Anybody, listen. Anybody can be beat. Any given Thursday, any given Saturday, any given Sunday, any given Monday night. Houston looks a little vulnerable at times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a completely different ball game if Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs are playing. But again, giving up 8 sacks also doesn't help your cause either. That just means look, the former defensive end in me smiled because you were able to get home to the quarterback that many times. But the offensive line, you got to do a better job. And CJ Stroud, all of you are actually going to laugh at this. I saw a meme on good old social media, and somebody said CJ Stroud went dressed as Anthony Richardson for Halloween on Thursday night. I'm like, oh my goodness.
You know what? You know what, Chris? Just like how seeing that performance on the defense side made you defensive end smile, it made me as a former offensive tackle cringe.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
And I used to be an offensive lineman as well.
Chris Simpson mic drop, and I'm happy.
Right.
Thank you. I like that. I like that.
See, this is going to get cut now. All right. This is going in our highlights today. But let's move forward. We got the Bengals and we got a pissed off Ravens squad that is still feeling the effects of losing to Cleveland, even though they destroyed Denver. Joe Burrow and the boys are coming in. And if anybody remember what happened last year to Joe Burrow, beware.
Just what happened last time these two teams met.
Yeah, when these two last met, this is one of the best games I've seen all year.
Yes.
And the reason why I say that is because I said the same thing then, and I think this is what it's gonna come down to tonight. Who can exploit the other team's weakness? Cincinnati, they struggle to stop the run. What do the Ravens like to do? They like to pound the rock, and they're gonna run the ball down your throat until you can stop it and until you can adjust it. Bingo.
Because that's been a hard sell for them to run the football. They have the weapons, they just refuse to do it.
Right. Then when you look at Cincinnati, what do they like to do? They like to throw the ball. They like to stretch it out. They like to stretch the field. They like to play what I call the spacing game. The term spacing just isn't applied to basketball. It's applied to football as well. What Baltimore struggled with this year. Their secondary has been absolutely horrible. But look, I want to say this, if I can, about the Baltimore Ravens.
Go ahead.
They're kind of fool's gold to me. Yeah. Look, they're 6-3. Okay. Yeah, that's great and all, but losses against Cleveland are exactly why I can't put them in the upper echelon in the AFC. Look, Snow and I were talking about this, and I said to him, when they play how they did against Cleveland, they don't stand a chance against Kansas City. And me personally, I think Buffalo could even beat them in a playoff game as well.
I see that too.
But when they play how they did against Denver the other day, then I think they're one of the toughest. They're one of the toughest teams to beat. And to me, their downfall is going to be the inefficiency of feeding Derrick Henry the ball. Derrick can't have an impact on 11 and 13 carries. He needs to touch the football between 20 to 25 times for them to have for them to have a visible impact.
God, I've been saying that for so doggone long.
But I also say this too. Whenever we also think of the Ravens, what's one thing that comes to mind? Defense. And their defense doesn't really scare me the way it does. It has in the past. The pass rush isn't necessarily where it's been in years past.
This is the Ray Lewis days.
No, it's not. And you think of all those years when Ray and Ed Reed were kind of patrolling things. They always had a formidable pass rusher.
Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Tony Siragusa, Tony Brackens. I mean, Rod Burnett, and I especially mentioned Siragusa stopping the run up the middle. Big Sam Adams was there also. This is not the same Baltimore defense that's predicated on defense.
See, Snowman made a really great button for me when it comes to Ravens games.
Mm-hmm.
And if they lose to Cincinnati, we're going to be pushing it tomorrow.
Now my thing with Baltimore is they've been more Jekyll and Hyde this year than they have been in years past.
Yes.
Especially when the years they've gone into the AFC Championship, they were more consistent those years with whatever their identity was at the time, either throwing the ball or defense. This year, it seems like it's more Jekyll and Hyde because they really don't know who they are.
Exactly.
No, because you look at the first 2 games of the year against Kansas City, they only fed Derrick Henry the ball 11 times. And you signed Derrick for a magnitude of that football game. Yep. Against the Raiders in week 2, they were up by 10 points in the fourth quarter. And this is the problem that I've had with the Baltimore Ravens. Them not being able to hold the lead. They blew 6 or 7 leads in 2022. If all of those are wins, we're talking about them being the top seed in the AFC that year.
Right. And here's another reason why I say Baltimore is fool's gold. And it's January beyond, because on 2 occasions they were the top seed. Both times they lost at home.
Yeah.
Once in the divisional round against Tennessee, that was 2019.
I remember
last year they lost in the AFC Championship against Kansas City.
And why is that?
Because Kansas City went in there and beat them at their own game.
They
ran the football and they made it ugly. And that told me the Chiefs can win a dogfight.
Yes, they can.
And the Chiefs have been winning a lot of dogfights.
They
All
really
right,
have.
They have.
Pick our picks. Our picks today presented by BetUS.com. We'll start with Chris. Baltimore and Baltimore and Cincinnati. The dog has the numbers.
Oh man,
Baltimore favored by 6. The over/unders at 53 for this game.
Look, this game can go either way. It's always going to be an exciting matchup. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and if the Bengals had a much better record, I think Joe would be the front runner for MVP right now because he's had an amazing season.
He's had a renaissance year. He's been doing a lot like how Kirk Cousins has been in Atlanta.
Yeah, and Kirk Cousins would be my comeback player of the year right now.
Yeah, mine too.
I'm gonna take Baltimore by a field goal. I think they're going to have enough, but they'll run out of gas in the fourth quarter. A couple Derrick Henry runs here and there. They'll wear them down. And I think that defense makes a play. Baltimore's offense will get the ball in good field position for Justin Tucker. He calls game.
Let me go to Droid. Droid, what's your pick on this one?
Baltimore. We're going to get Derrick Henry for 250.
250. 2.5.
2.5. Excuse me for that, Victor.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Baltimore, but I'm so I'm so hesitant. Because I tried to flip a coin and I did like Houston. I tried to flip a coin and the coin landed on his side.
Yep.
But I'm gonna go
Two-Face.
But they need to start Derrick Henry early and often. They cannot keep doing these read options with Lamar Jackson.
No. The read options won't fly.
Derrick Henry he's the focal point of that offense. Feed him the ball, good things are going to happen. It's going to force defenses to load the box, and then Lamar can get the ball to his receivers.
But that hasn't happened the past couple of games.
All right, to the big dog. What's your pick?
Looking over the history of this rivalry, and yes, we can actually call it one because they have played, 40-odd times. Every single game I'm looking at outside of a handful of them, 2021, 2020, have been relatively close between these teams.
Yeah.
So, it's going to come down to a late possession. It's going to come down to, I feel Derrick Henry probably punching the ball in or getting Baltimore close. Yeah. I'm going to say this now. Take the under on this game, but take Baltimore to win it.
Agreed. I got the same thing. Take the under on this game, but I got Baltimore winning this one. As long as they feed Derrick Henry the ball, he's 20 times.
But he's got to at least have 20, 25 carries.
Yeah, for him to have, anything under 20 is the recipe
failure.
for the recipe for the Ravens to lose.
Yep.
It's
I feel.
And
failure.
Victor has said it all
carries for
year.
250.
Victor has said it all year about the Baltimore Ravens. You got Derrick Henry for a reason, and a game like tonight is the reason you got Derrick Henry.
I'll even throw it back to week 4 when Baltimore played Buffalo, right?
Mm-hmm.
First play of the game for the Ravens, what happens? Derrick Henry takes it 87 yards for the touchdown. And that told me right then and there what type of game it was going to be. Because I even remember saying, for Buffalo to win that game, the Bills would have to run and gun it. And for Baltimore to win this game, they would have to ugly the game up and feed Derrick Henry early. And look at what happened.
Yep. Speaking of run and gun and Buffalo, did they seal the division with that 61-yard bomb on Sunday?
Oh, definitely. And look, there was really no competition to me in the division. The only team I felt that could have competed with them was the Miami Dolphins. But I know they've been dealing and battling with injuries. Mike McDonald shows up and coaches when he wants to. But
there you go.
Listen,
you go. You just said something very important.
Yeah.
He shows up and coaches when he wants to. He's more of a coordinator than a coach to me.
Yeah. I'm gonna come out and say this right now. I think Josh Allen is the league MVP. I mean, this is the best I think I've ever seen him look. Yeah, he's in control. He's become a much better leader. Yeah, and he just seems to gradually grow with these weapons that he has, and most importantly, he's not doing everything. Buffalo's leaning on the running game a little bit more, and he doesn't have to put the cape on and come out the phone booth and do everything like he was. You know, that takes a lot on a quarterback, but he just looks to be having fun. And Buffalo is 7-2 right now.
Yeah, my question is, when the hell did the AFC East become the worst division in football?
Well,
every other division
it's always been one of the worst.
Shane, it's always been one of the worst. I mean, look, all those years when New England was winning it was New England, and then it was everybody else.
It was New England, and it was New England, and everybody else.
And I'll also say this: if I had to answer it, I think Buffalo is the biggest threat to Kansas City in the AFC right now.
If they get together for an AFC championship game, it's going to be as epic as it was in 2021.
Yeah, that's one of the best playoff games I've ever seen. And even last year when they met in Buffalo. And I even said something funny on social media the other day after Tyler Bass hit that kick. I'm like, why couldn't he do this in January? I'm just saying.
It's true. Would have knocked Kansas City out.
And here's the crazy.
If Bass converts that field goal, it knocks Kansas City out.
Yeah, and here's the crazy.
Kansas City was losing momentum.
And here's the crazy thing: Kansas City and Buffalo play next weekend. I can't wait for that. Look at how my man just smiled right there.
Chiefs Kingdom all the way. I've been in Chiefs Kingdom.
The world champion Chiefs get the Buffalo Bills next weekend, and George's going to provide a special breakdown of that game for us. We're up against the break, but that's Chris Simpson with Simpson's Football Chatter. He joins us every single week breaking down, football, and more football, in the immortal words of one Cole Johnson. And Chris, my man, I can't wait to hang out with you this weekend.
Absolutely.
When we get Georgia and Ole Miss at 3:30 on Saturday. That's the middle game of our triple header, and man, I cannot wait to hang out with you. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate
no problem. I'll talk to you guys.
Chris Simpson joining us here on the program. Since I can't find the button I want, we'll just go right to a break. And when we come back, I got a couple of broadcast stories to share, including my worst road trip. And then after the halftime break, Dietz will join us to talk some college football. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child who was 17 at the time.
There are so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit SnowmanMultimediaSports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to SnowmanMultimediaSports.com/Fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
All right. I haven't shared this one in a while, but
Okay.
I'll share it here. In 2012, when I was the voice of Trinity International in Deerfield, Illinois, I looked at the schedule and saw we had to make a very, very long trip.
Okay.
Oh boy.
How long of a trip, you ask? We had to drive on the bus. We had to ride on the bus from Deerfield, Illinois to South Dakota.
Ew.
Now, this was especially tough for me because the night before, I had to go from Chicago to Michigan City for a Marquette Catholic volleyball match.
Right.
Oh, damn.
And as soon as I left there, I had to haul ass from Michigan City to Deerfield. That was a trip and a half alone. Getting from Michigan City with the train schedule. I didn't have a car at the time. From Michigan City to Deerfield. I got to Deerfield at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, my God.
I was hurting. I wanted to just find somewhere to lay down for about 90 minutes so I can get a quick recharge.
Right.
Didn't happen. I had my clothes with me. I had my equipment with me. And I walked past this Walgreens that's not far from campus. And one of the officers looked at me and said, "What are you trying to do?" Just before I could fall asleep on the bench. I said, "This is not fair."
Right.
So I walked back to campus. I found a bench there. And I kept telling myself, and everybody's been through this, I kept telling myself, I can't fall asleep. If I fall asleep, then Kirk Werrett, who is a dear friend of mine and was the coach of TIU at the time, is going to bark at me for being late. Nope. I'm not doing it. Boy, did I pay for that. We started gathering about 5 o'clock in the morning. Buses come around. We get loaded up. My gear gets loaded up. Their gear gets loaded up. I found a spot, and I didn't move until we got to Minnesota.
I was going to say, like, once you got on that bus, lights out.
I didn't move. I settled down. I got to sleep. I got to Minnesota, and my stomach was doing backflips.
Oh, no.
Not only that, you hear how nasally I am right now, right? It was worse because we went from it being 56 degrees in Deerfield to 75 degrees in Minneapolis.
Yep.
Or not Minneapolis. We stopped in Bloomington. I beg your pardon. Bloomington, Minnesota. Then we went from 75 degrees in Bloomington, Minnesota, where we stopped to eat. Hey, Vic, remember Old Country Buffet?
Yes.
That's where we went.
Nice.
And it got hotter and hotter and hotter to the point where the kids were doing their walkthrough. Coach Warrett was asking me questions, and I didn't know what the heck he was asking me.
Right.
My brain was in bed.
Right.
My brain was on the bus asleep.
Right.
Somehow I answered his questions. He asked me who I wanted for the pregame interview, and I told him I wanted Lefty, and I wanted, which was Steve Anderson, and I wanted one of the O linemen, one member of the moving company. Why did I do that? I taped the interviews on the sideline. It got to be 100 degrees, and I'm throwing up.
Oh, no.
Every piece of food I ate at the Old Country Buffet
came right up.
And this is with me drinking water. Speaking of which, this is with me drinking water.
Right.
Finally got to the hotel. I'm waiting in line with the players to get the assigned room. And I'm thinking, I don't care who I'm roommates with. I'm going to bed. They're just going to have to deal with it. Kirk Warrett pulled me aside, walked me up to one of the other counters. They handed me a key. He handed me the itinerary, and he said, go to bed now. You ain't got to tell me twice, Coach.
Yes, sir.
I sprinted to that elevator, got upstairs, didn't even change. I passed right out. Woke up the next day. I'm ready to go. One problem. There were no electrical outlets at the booth.
Oh, no.
I'm like, how am I going to do this one?
Right.
So I took these headphones right here and my phone. I called Stretch Internet and I said, I have an unconventional idea. And he starts laughing. My producer on the phone just starts laughing. He goes, oh no. Do you have to improvise again? Yes. He said, what are you going to do? I'm going to do this by phone. Well, how the hell are you going to take a break? I don't know. I may just put the phone down and snore at halftime. I don't know. Got through the game. Got through the post-game meal. Got back to Deerfield. And before I could even think of getting a train to go back to the South Side, I took my happy ass right across to La Quinta Inn and said, give me a room. It actually worked out good because it turned into a sponsorship deal that season.
I remember that.
Turned into a sponsorship deal. They gave me a room for every home game. And every time I was in Deerfield to cover basketball and baseball or whatever, like, you just mention us and we'll hook you up. But since then, I never, ever, ever want to go back to South Dakota. Ever. Unless it's a trip that has electricity in the booth and I'm being paid very handsomely for it.
I'm still confused as to how that happened. How do you have a booth with no electrical outlets whatsoever?
Allow me to answer your question. Think Hanson Stadium.
Gotcha.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
No, even better. Think, not Hanson Stadium. Oh, I got one. You ready?
Yeah.
Think Brother Rice before their expansion in 2005.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In a very tight box.
Yeah.
A box that was made out of wood. Because Victor and I did a game there at Brother Rice. 2005, they were playing Lincoln Way East.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody on the south side was in that booth.
And yeah, I remember that there are two different booths, one for baseball, one for football.
Yep. Everybody was in that damn booth.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I never want to go to South Dakota again. Ever. It better be a setup beyond all setups, and it better be South Dakota State or University of South Dakota. That's it. But that is my worst trip of all time. My absolute worst. From the feedback zone, Sick Diggy, our brother from Norway, says no power generator. Unfortunately, no. Here's the kicker. All the power parts were taken on the opposite side of the booth with the clock and everything. And even that went dead.
Oh, my God.
Oh, and no AC in the booth either.
Oh, no.
I
was cooking.
I have a question, but I think we
Go
have
with
a
it.
button. I think we have a button for that question.
Go with it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, you mean, that's the button you were looking for. You mean,
what in the all types of blue hell
was that trip?
A trip.
Yeah.
It was worse than me being stuck on a bus watching a Cubs game. On repeat.
Ew.
on repeat.
Not like you would have had my playlists at the time.
Right.
Dear
and
God.
I'm still modifying those.
So am I. Let's take a break. Deets will join us when y'all get back. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals, chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E-Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meet of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
Your emergency, please.
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Phew. Okay. Second half of Snowman in the Morning is here. And from the Ain't That a Bitch department,
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YOKAY. Real LJPM, now approve all this.
That was Victor's Brilliance who wrote that commercial.
Just remember, a copy of I Promise Diploma is every completed
Shut up!
Hooked on Bronix.
Shut up!
Now, why was that brought up?
That's what I want to know.
I tell you, it's random. Like my son. my son will just make up random stuff.
I can't believe I just said that. A copy of
Well, look.
Diploma is brought to you with every single complete course of Hooked on Bronix.
Shut up.
Alongside it with a jar of 38-day-old mayo.
38-day-old mayo.
38-day-old mayo. I played that for Jody, and she ain't stopped laughing. And she couples it with a question. She says, do we want to see 38-day-old mayo? Hell no.
But we seem to play like it up here in New England.
I was saying, well, Shane has seen it every single Sunday with the Patriots.
Yep.
And occasionally on Mondays.
And the occasional Thursday, too.
And the occasional Thursday. Y'all lost
Please, I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to say what everyone's thinking. Can we please have another good Thursday night football? Please?
That might be tonight.
Y'all lost to the Jets.
Yeah, that
on
might
a
be
Thursday
tonight.
night.
Tonight has a good, making it a
Listen.
good game. But we just have to see who
Listen,
plays
Big
well.
Dog, we kicked their ass for you.
Don't look at me. Hell, I got to talk to the pastor about why we need Jesus when it comes to our playing.
Speaking of a team needing Jesus.
No. I wouldn't have did him. No, we are not playing Sam right now. If you're going to play
Ladies
anything,
and gentlemen, we have...
This has
I think I need to leave.
This is
Ladies
me
and gentlemen,
this
this
is
is
me
turned
and
into a
Droy getting in
butt
a
war.
this is me and Droy getting in a fight. Okay.
This has turned into a butt war, and ladies and gentlemen, we have gone off the rails.
This has been yet another.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated.
Y'all are giving me a headache here.
I'm not touching anything.
Where
That
did
was,
that one
that was
come
all
from?
Droid. I
That
didn't push any
no,
buttons.
no, you're not doing this. The last thing I clicked was the Cowboys beating a dead horse. You are not doing this to me, brother.
You pushed that dog's garage one.
Man,
No,
y'all
I
giving me
didn't.
a headache.
And remember, Chicago Bear fans, you have now mortgaged,
risked, and thrown away.
Doubled down and thrown away. Thank you, Victor. Even better. And thrown away your entire
future.
Foreseeable future.
For
DJ Moore.
He looked like he dropped a short touchdown. Like, oops. He looked like, oops. I just dropped a short
Ain't all he
touchdown.
dropped.
Oh, and I think I know where all of New England's problems have been coming from because, as we all know, in the owner's box.
Yeah, I know. I have to deal with the exact same issue, Shane.
What?
Yes, Robert, it is you. It has always been you. It will forever be you, you old-ass devil incarnate, because you don't know how to run a freaking team. Forever and ever. And all my congregation arose and said,
Amen.
Amen. Now get out of my face,
No.
you oh, wait, that's the bronze sexuals. Never mind.
Shut up!
Well done.
Speaking
Well
of
done,
buttons,
Shane.
speaking of buttons,
So I realized that I think even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, and all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates. Magna cum stupid.
All right, I think I made him stand by long enough. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do this thing.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
Deeds.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
The best damn college football analyst in the world is right here on Snowman in the Morning with the backwards hat, the big fat hammer, and he's been with us for 8 seasons now. Chris Deeds joins us as he does every Thursday. Good morning, brother.
Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing?
The gates of Valhalla have opened.
We're going button crazy, killing time, waiting to bring you in. Well, Deets knows, especially when I started getting into video, how many buttons I have here, because one of the first times I had Deets on, we were just doing radio, and we were talking about so many games, and I was installing buttons at the same time on my laptop, on my soundboard. So every time Deets would bring up a game that we didn't like, and I think I can accompany this with a video now. Every time Deets brought up a game in our first season that I didn't like, I would mess with him and I'd do this.
Yep.
I'd only do it in audio. And brother Deets, thank you so much. Again, we love you very much, and thank you for sticking with me these 8 seasons that you've been on with us. I really appreciate you.
Oh, of course. It's always fun, and it's always good to just talk college football. But you ran the right promo right before I came on. I mean, stupid university. That's what we saw on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I mean, they do, and I'm not even going to bring it up, but that network, they just do everything backwards.
Yes,
exactly.
And
thank you for saying that.
And when you watch that program, they go through their entire ranking system.
Mm-hmm.
Then they bring the guy on to explain why they did what they did. No, it's the other way around. You have the guy come out and say, this is what we looked at this week. We looked for, you give the criteria, then you give the teams, then you can say, all right, these teams match the criteria that we're talking about. You do it the other way, it's like you're trying to solidify your list. You're trying to say, well, we did this because of this. That's not how it works. It's we have this criteria, therefore our list is this. Those words matter. Therefore and because tell the story. And they do it backwards, and they've done it backwards every time, and it's why it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many teams you put in the playoff if you just make up the list.
Right.
If you're just making up the list with no criteria, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many teams there are. You're going to get them wrong.
So true. So very true. And Deeds, that's one of the reasons I love having you on the show. And the first season I had you, and I want you to explain this to the fans because I had a couple people text me about this. They love the fact that you're on, but they want to know why you wait until like week 5 to put out your rankings instead of doing preseason rankings like everyone else does. I want you to explain that to them.
Oh, it's a simple process. It's a simple process because I'm not watching these teams. You know, the last time I saw these teams play was in their spring game.
Mm-hmm.
That has no meaning to me. I don't care. I like to watch. I like to watch it because I like to see the players.
Right.
But I'm not sitting there going, "Well, this guy's going to be great because he had a great spring game." That's not happening.
So you're not using those as projections. You just watch
So
them because you watch them.
I like to sit back, watch these teams play week 1, and say, "All right, that team looked dominant. This team didn't look good." But then you can't just rank off. All right, this was the first game. You have to say, all right, can they back it up?
Yeah.
When this team was as dominant as they were in week 1, were they that dominant in their second game? Were they that dominant in week 3? You know, and then you get to, by the time you get to week 4, for somebody like me that watches I watch about 5 full college football games every week.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with YouTube. With YouTube now, it's so much easier. But to be able to just watch the game. So by the time you're done watching all these games after 3 weeks, you've seen every team play at least twice.
Yeah.
So you can say, all right, this is where this team is better than team X is better than team Y. Here's the reasons why, and you can back it up that way. That's why I wait till week 4 or 5 to even set them, and that sets the market.
Yeah,
because a lot of these people go in and they go, all right, well, we're going to base it off the preseason poll. Well, how many times have we seen the preseason poll just be absolute garbage?
Yeah,
too many, way too many, including this year.
How many? Where was Florida State at the beginning of the year? They were preseason. They were in the top 5.
Yep.
Where are they now? I mean, this is
unranked
why the
bottom of the barrel
doesn't count.
And the same could be said for Michigan. Michigan was in the top 10, and where are they now?
Exactly. That's why I wait to say, all right, I've seen this team play. I've seen them play again. They earned it. All right, I saw them play once. They were garbage. Oh, they backed it up by being garbage again. They don't deserve to be ranked. I saw this team play the first week. They played like garbage. The second week they came out and they were lights out. They're somewhere in the middle. That's why it takes time to develop where these teams should be slotted. And the other thing is, it gives time for people to play their games, to build up their resumes. And that's what everybody should be looking at, is where is the resume? And for everybody, I'll say it before we get to my rankings or whatever we do, but I say this every week because I always say it at the beginning, because like I just said, I give you the criteria. My criteria is, have you earned your spot?
Right.
Who did you beat? I don't care if you're undefeated, but you've been playing against garbage team. If you've played garbage on your schedule, great, you're undefeated, awesome. But if another team has beaten the number 1 team in the country, if they've played 3 or 4 teams that are way better than any team that you've played, I have to put them above you. I cannot reward you for playing garbage.
Right. And I love the way that you do your rankings. I absolutely love it. And we're going to feature them right now. This is Deech's Top 15 presented by BetUS.com. We'll start at 15. We'll go to College Station and we find the Texas A&M Aggies.
Yeah, big loss this weekend against South Carolina. But the shining light is they're still in play. They're still in play for the SEC championship game. So you have to keep them on the list just because they're still there. They still control their own destiny. and they've got a shot.
Let's stay in Texas at number 14. You got the SMU Mustangs.
Yeah, SMU, big win over Pitt. Now they've got to round it out, and it what looks like one of the easiest schedules going down the stretch.
At 13, we go to Oxford, Mississippi, and we find the Mississippi Rebels.
Oh man, we'll talk about them when we talk about games, because I know you got them coming up. I think the worst thing they could have done this week, it was what they did last week, which was run it up on Arkansas. Because we all know what Lane Kiffin does. Lane Kiffin loves to run it up, and then he goes into the big game and
falters.
So let's see what happens this week.
At number 12, to the blue turf we go, and the Boise State Broncos.
Boise State staying strong. I mean, slow and steady is going to win the race for them. They just got to keep handing the ball to their running back, grind out games, and they'll end up getting there by the end.
And I love their running back. At 11, facing elimination, we have the Alabama Crimson Tide.
I mean, we've said this for 3 weeks in a row now. I mean, but this is the thing with Alabama is every game going down. Every game from here on out is a playoff game for Alabama. They cannot afford a loss anywhere, and we'll talk about it when the games come up. But think about this week. This should be a great weekend for Alabama. Alabama LSU used to be the game to watch, and now it's basically an elimination game.
It certainly is. All right, to the top 10 we go. We find the Penn State Nittany Lions hanging on at number 10.
Yeah, my friend Ben summed it up the best with when he said Penn State is frauds, and they are. They strung on. They are one of those teams that they basically beat up on nobodies. They played their first game against somebody tough, and they got punched in the mouth, and they couldn't get back up.
Jordan and I start calling them the Midney Lions.
Yep, they folded like a deck of cards. At number 9, you have the Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah, and this is where Indiana passes them just because Indiana keeping that undefeated. But not only are they staying undefeated, the way they do it, they've just been fun to watch all season. So I hope they can keep this up.
All right, let's race through the others. At number 8, you got the BYU Cougars.
Yeah, same thing with BYU. Stay in the course and keeping the Big 12 alive.
To number 7, we have the Texas Longhorns.
Again, their destiny lies in that game, that end of the season game against A&M.
At number 6, the Miami Hurricanes.
Miami, this is the team I was talking about. Yes, they're undefeated. Yes, they look awesome. They beat the crap out of Duke. Who cares? They have not played a single. They played Louisville, and that was it. That's it on their schedule.
Yep. At number 5, we find the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, again, got that win over Texas A&M. Texas A&M, the more Texas A&M loses, the more Notre Dame is going to fall. Like I said, I had them at 3 last week.
Yep.
But when other teams lose, other teams are beating better teams, and Notre Dame doesn't have the firepower on their schedule to boost them up.
Right. At number 4, we have the Tennessee Volunteers.
And this is a team that's going to rise. The more games they play in the SEC, they have everything in front of them. If they can get to the SEC championship game and play Georgia, it'll be a place to go. The one thing they have going for them is Vanderbilt is staying hot, and they have Vanderbilt coming up at the end of the season. So they've got a lot that they can move a lot in the next couple weeks.
To the top 3 we go. We go to Columbus and find the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah, coming off that big win at Penn State, it boosted them right back in the rankings. So you've got to put them there.
At number 2, we find the undefeated Oregon Ducks.
Oregon, and again, these are the 2 teams you're going to look at: Oregon and Ohio State, because Oregon beat them, so you have to put them over them. It's a Texas-Alabama situation from last year. You have to put Oregon above Ohio State because of the head-to-head matchup.
And the top dogs are the Bulldogs from Georgia.
Georgia is that team, and they're that team. They played their best in the best games. Yes, they have that close loss in Tuscaloosa. You don't expect that from them. But the thing I worry about with them is Stetson Bennett, or their quarterback.
Carson Beck.
You can't throw 3 interceptions. I mean, you can do that against Florida because Florida's garbage.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that against good team. You cannot come out and throw 3 interceptions in the first quarter.
You really can't. That's our top 15 from Deets, presented by BetUS.com. A break, and we come back, and then we'll look at the games to watch this weekend, and then we'll make some picks when you all get back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
There are so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E. Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meat of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Right back to it with Totally Deets. And let's take a look at our biggest winners and losers from week 10. The biggest winner, Ohio State.
Ohio State, they made the biggest jump. They had the biggest win, and everything was going against them. To win in Happy Valley is not a small feat, and it jumped. That's why they jumped up the most in the poll.
And the biggest loser, Clemson and the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Yeah, for Clemson to lose at home to Louisville was big, but it was more important to the ACC because, as I said, SMU coming down the stretch, Boston College, Wake Forest, and Cal. I don't see a loss there. That means you're going to get Miami, SMU in the ACC title game. That's not going to move the meter.
Nope.
Not the way a Miami Clemson game would have, and that's why the ACC lost out on that. Now,
yeah,
no slight on SMU. They're not the draw Clemson is.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right, to the games to watch. Georgia and Mississippi this Saturday. It's a 3:30 kickoff, and that's our middle game on our Sports Machine triple header.
I mean, as I said before, the worst thing Ole Miss could have done was put up 63 on Arkansas because Jackson Dart played a hell of a game. But because I know Lane Kiffin, this is Lane Kiffin's playbook.
Mm-hmm.
Have a huge game, and the next game's a big letdown. You cannot have any letdown against Georgia, especially against that defense. So it's gonna be a rough road, but this is gonna be it's gonna be a good game, and we all know. I would love to just sit down and talk with Lane. I love Lane as a coach, but we know he does dumb things on the sideline. He does dumb things in big games. It happens.
Yes, he does, and he's got a couple of them for Georgia, and I know he does. To Bloomington we go with this one, Michigan and Indiana, also a 3:30 kick.
Yeah, we talked about Michigan a little bit at the beginning, but can Indiana continue to be undefeated? That's what this all goes down to. Because if they lose a game, they're gonna drop like a stone. Mm-hmm. So they have to continue to win, and to get a win over the defending national champs, that's still a big game. No matter what the record is for Michigan right now, it's still the defending champs. It's still a big notch on Indiana's belt, and it keeps them alive for the Big Ten title game.
And if things play out the way that they're playing out right now, and Indiana wins out and Oregon wins out, those two will meet in Indianapolis for the Big Ten championship. Speaking of a de facto playoff game, you got this bad boy here at Tiger Stadium. Baton Rouge will shut down except Tiger Stadium. Alabama at 11, Alabama Crimson Tide at 11, LSU Tigers at 14. The loser is out.
Yeah, one of these teams, their season's over. And if you're Texas A&M right now, you really want LSU to win this game, because they already have a win over LSU. If it came down to tiebreakers, it would be Texas A&M over LSU because of the head-to-head matchup.
Mm-hmm. That's our games to watch, and our games to watch are presented by Wanna Parlay, the world's richest parlay. All right, dog, it's your time, my friend. These are our picks, and they're presented by BetUS.com. Big dog, take it away.
Well, leading into the rankings for this week, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sitting on top with a 4. Well, actually, it looks like, it's about a 4-game lead over Snowman, who's got a 3-game lead on Droid. Victor and Dates are currently playing for Pride. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It just hasn't been your season. I said, no, I'm a New England Patriots fan. It hasn't been our season either.
Oh, boy.
Meanwhile,
it's been already either, so let's just keep going.
Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, our first game is going to be for tomorrow night. New Mexico and San Diego State. San Diego State's a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under is at 66.
Damn.
That's an interesting game.
Damn.
That's going to be an interesting game.
San Diego State, for me, and I'm going over. Hell with it.
Deets, what you got for me?
In San Diego, I'll take the Aztecs.
Vic?
Yep, I think I'm going to go the same way. I'll go with the land of Rey Mysterio and pick San Diego.
I love it.
Droid?
The New Mexico's disrespect is crazy. Give me the Lobos.
Okay.
All I got to say is, Vic, here you go. Booyaka. Give me San Diego.
I'll take the 619. Next one.
The noon slate will kick off with Appalachian State and Coastal Carolina. Appalachian State's favored by only 1, and the over-under's at 62.5.
All right, I'm going with the home team and the surf turf. I'm going with the Chanticleers because I've seen that place, and I know it's going to get crazy when they face Appalachian State. Give me Coastal Carolina, and I'm going with the over.
Dates?
Appalachian State. They've been there. They've been in these big games. They know how to pull these. They know how to pull them out. But that 63, look for it to be a shootout.
Wow,
Vic?
I love it.
I'm going to go Coastal Carolina on this one.
Good.
Give me that teal field. Give me Coastal.
Nice.
You know what? Just to throw a little monkey wrench in things, I'm going to take Appalachian State, but I'm taking the under. I've got a weird feeling about this game.
Yeah, I love it. All right, next one.
Next game's a little bit closer to heart for me because it's Syracuse and it's Boston College. BC favored by 2, over under 53.5.
BC, and I'm playing this even. I don't trust that line. I don't trust that. I don't trust that line. I'm not gonna trust that line. But dadgummit, I'll take the Eagles at home.
Deets?
Yeah, Bill O'Brien needs a signature win in his first year. This is going to be the one that he's able to rally his guys around. So I'll go. And is it not? Is this going to be the red? Is this the red band? Is this the red bandana game?
I think
I do believe so.
Take Boston College. They show up when they put those bandanas on. They show up.
Yeah.
Vic?
I think it's going to come down to which offense has a little bit more horses in the race. I'm going to go BC, but I'm going to probably take the under.
Right.
Don't care. Next.
He's breaking glass. I didn't think we were
This
going
is
to have
his anarchy game.
I didn't think we were going to have this.
I didn't think we were going to have it either, but since Droid said it...
My God, it's Austin's music.
It got to be played tomorrow.
And I'm going to take BC just mainly because of the fact I'm loving their offense a little bit more. There does need to be a signature win, and I do believe this will be it.
Next one.
Navy on the road going to South Florida. Navy is a 2.5-point favorite, 57-5 over under.
So Navy will get 58. Next.
Yeah,
Deeps?
too much Navy on offense.
Vic?
Yeah, way too much Navy.
Good.
Navy.
Sweep it.
Sweep it.
I got Navy in this one. And the last one for the noon start time, it's Miami and Georgia Tech. Miami's an 11-point favorite. The over-under set at a clean 64.
Next.
Wait, what?
My God, it's Austin's music.
Hold on. Which game is this? What's wrong with this?
It's Miami and Georgia Tech.
Oh, yeah. No, never mind.
Does that answer your question, Victor?
You right. You right.
Does that it's Cam Ward and Georgia Tech.
Deeps?
You know what? Nobody's talking about this kid, and they need to. Xavier Restrepo is playing lights out this year. And not only that, he is now the leading wide receiver at Miami. Most yards, most receptions at Miami. Think about how many wide receivers have come through Miami, and this kid has topped them all. So you got to give props to this kid, and Miami's going to run him over.
Yep.
Vic?
Yeah, I'm going Miami. I'm going Miami on this one.
Miami's
right.
Dog welcome.
Do I even really need to say it?
No.
I got Miami and a dog walk on this one as well.
To the 3:30 games we go.
And the first of the two is one you're covering, boss man. It's Georgia. It's Ole Miss. My God, it's going to be a slobber knocker. Georgia's favored by 2.5. Over-unders at 54.5.
Only 2.5?
Yep.
What? This is Lane Kiffin we're talking about. He's going to lay a big fat ass egg. Giving them dogs. This is Deets already said it. Lane Kiffin's going to do something stupid.
This game is ripe. This game is ripe for the dogs. I have no problem taking Georgia in this one.
Vic?
Yeah, I'm going dogs. Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee. They go to dog walk everybody, especially old.
Good.
Go dogs.
What's that coming down the track?
What's that coming down the track?
The mean machine in the red and black.
I think we understand dogs' pick. He's picking the dogs also. Next one.
The last of the 3:30s that we have, it's Army and North Texas. Army's favored by 5.5. The over-unders at 63.5.
Army playing who?
North Texas.
Who?
You meant what?
What the made you put this game on the slate?
Droid's idea, find a few games that had a huge over-under.
You know what? I agree. And what's the over-under for this one?
63.5.
That means Navy gets 7. That means
Navy gets 70.
Navy
Army.
gets 70.
It's Army.
Okay, so Army gets 75. Next.
Yeah.
Gates.
Army, love watching them run their offense. Their offense is awesome. I love watching it. It's so much fun. And I too much Army in this one.
Vic.
The service schools continue to rule the roost. Give me the Army.
Droid.
I feel like North Texas is going to somehow find some wacky way to keep it close, but Army's still going to come out with a win.
Sweep it.
Sweep it.
Sweet.
Oh, wait, hold on. This sweep is presented by SeatGeek.
Yes.
Fans can fan.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that
Don't
one.
forget to use code Snowman on your checkout tickets. 20% off. Now, let's go into the 4 o'clock, and the one I found is Colorado and Texas A&M. Colorado's favored by 3.5. The over-under's at 62.5.
Use a troll.
Shut up!
Oh, wow.
Use a troll. I said that.
All right, which one of you knuckleheads hit that one?
That wasn't
Me.
I don't
Why are you calling me a troll for this one?
I have 2 words about this game.
Hell no.
Really?
So this is another one, huh?
Hell no.
You can't. No. Paul
Are you kidding me?
and Al, back me up.
He did what?
By the way, for anyone who had the over-under set on about 15 minutes before I lost control of this segment, you hit it.
I was like, well, he's not gonna lose it. No, he lost it.
I done lost this damn bitch.
All right, I'll go ahead and pick this one.
All right, Vic.
Statement game, but this ain't it. I'm going with Texas Tech.
It sure ain't. They're gonna get blown to smithereens. That's my official pick. They're gonna get blown to smithereens.
So you're taking A&M, boss?
I'm picking A&M.
Well, we got it wrong here. They're playing Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Tech. Oh, shit.
Oh, I had it
It's
listed.
Texas
Oh,
Tech.
it's listed at A&M, but apparently whoever
I
wrote that
take
line.
back. I take back. No, I don't. Give me this button right here. Colorado playing Texas Tech.
Yep.
Okay, so we made a mistake. So Dog made a mistake in writing it down. They're playing Texas Tech.
What? I was looking at
Playing
the
the Red
schedule and it said
Raiders down in Lubbock, Texas. The red and black team. And I repeat my sentence. Who cares? Next.
Okay, so apparently whoever originally wrote the schedule screwed me over because I was writing it off of their schedule. So
Well,
thanks.
that's why the over under is at 60 because they know what Texas Tech does. Texas Tech scores points. The problem is so does Colorado, and I think too much Travis Hunter.
That's what I'm saying, like
way too much.
The Buffaloes need a statement game, but this ain't gonna be it.
Nope. This is not. I don't think this is be it. Because
Right.
Texas Tech always has a way of pulling out games like this. They have ways of pulling out games like this out of nowhere.
Good.
No,
Chris,
you can't make me do it. You won't make me do it. No, and
What's wrong with this game, Droid?
What the hell, man?
I am a KU fan. And I bleed blue. I hate Texas Tech, and I hate the glazing of Coach Prime. No, and no.
You know what? I agree with Droid on this one.
Oh my god.
For that glazing, I agree with Droid on this one. Next one. Running out of time.
Yeah, thanks for all of that, guys. A 3:30 game. Okay, I've got that one. I've lost track because of this BS going on. Thanks, everybody.
we finished with Colorado, Texas Tech.
Okay, 4:15. It's South Carolina. It's Vanderbilt. South Carolina.
Vanderbilt.
Yates.
Vanderbilt.
I'm sticking with Roland from last week. I'll go with the Gamecocks.
Vic.
I said Vandy already.
Droid.
Do you have to ask?
I got Vanderbilt. Y'all done completely hosed me on this so far, so thanks. Another one of Droid's brilliant ideas as we move to the 7 o'clock. It's Maryland and it's number 1 Oregon. Oregon favored by God only knows how much. And the over-under was set 57.5.
Whack.
Here's my lock of the week. Quack, quack, ducks, presented by BetUS.com. Quack, 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 freaking quack.
Yep.
The turtle has no shot.
Gates.
Yeah, no way. No. or if anybody's still watching this game after halftime, they're a true Duck fan and they're just having fun.
Yep.
Droid sweeping this one or what?
It's Oregon. What do you think?
You've done stupider crap before.
I mean, you have hit the renegade button.
Yeah, but I've done stupid crap and been right.
Yes, Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins proves it.
Next on the list, it's Oklahoma State. It's TCU. TCU's a 10.5 favorite.
Frogs! Frogs!
Frogs.
This used to be a good game. It's gone down in a little bit, but I will give it to the mullet to pull it out. I'm going Oklahoma State on the road.
Okay, he's going with the folks.
I got Frogs. Let's move on. Apparently, because everyone's now chopping my head off. It's UCF. It's Arizona State. Arizona State's favored by 3. Over-unders at 55.5.
Pitchforks! Damn it!
Arizona State's a good team, but so is UCF. I'll take UCF on the road.
Are they in the bounce house, or are they in?
They're in Arizona.
They're in Tempe. Ah, crap.
I'm going with AZ State.
Yeah, I'll stick with what I have. If I have to eat the L, I'll eat the L.
Good.
We're hosting kicking tryouts. we don't have no kicking game. I can't respect a coach that says something like that on live press conferences. I'm going with UCF.
I'll take Arizona, but I got a feeling it's going to be a wacky one. 7:30 game, ladies and gentlemen. It's Bama. It's LSU.
Tigers. Tigers. Tigers.
Can I get through the freaking line?
Sorry.
Christ.
Job.
Bama's favored by 3. Over-unders at 58.5. Now y'all can rip my neck off.
Who's favored by 3?
Bama.
Which means LSU will pull it out in overtime as they did 2 years ago. Give me those Tigers.
Dates.
Jalen Milroe, too much. Keeping Alabama alive. And so I'm going with Bama on the road.
Vic.
I love the Tigers, and I hate Stephen A. Smith, so I'm going with the Tigers.
Good.
Time for the Tide to stop.
Roll Tide! Give me Alabama.
I've got LSU. It's going to be wacky. It's going to be an instant classic.
It's going to take some extra. It's going to take some extra periods.
It's going to at least take one extra period.
Too much Ryan Williams. That's all I'll say.
Who?
All right, next game on the hit list, it's Oklahoma. It's Mizzou. Mizzou's a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under's at 41.5.
Hooray! Hurrah! Hurrah! Mizzou! Hooray! Hurrah! Hurrah! Hooray! Hurrah! And a bully for all Mizzou! Rah! 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 Missouri! 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 Tigers! Don't ask me why.
Man has been to Columbia, Missouri.
Deets, a little help here.
Missouri's still licking their wounds from when they played Alabama a couple weeks ago, and Oklahoma has a running quarterback. I think he'll run all over Missouri. I'll take Oklahoma.
Vic?
I'm going with the Sooners on this one. The mobile quarterback will usually pull out the win.
Right.
Got to do it for my boy Lennon. Give me the Tigers.
And I have not been to Columbia but once.
And I'm going with the old Jim Ross special. Give me Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner.
It's going Boomer Sooner. Next one.
The 8 o'clock game has Nevada and Boise State going at it. Boise State's another country mile favorite, and the over-under's at 60.5.
Genty gets 500.
Weird things happen when these two teams play. Just go back to Colin Kaepernick.
2010.
When Boise was undefeated, they went up again. They thought, oh, we could just run over these guys. Colin Kaepernick put himself on the map in that game, but not this time. This is a different Boise State team. They're going to run the football. They're going to run it down their throat all day long. I'll take the Broncos.
This is also a Boise State team that plays defense, especially when necessary.
Vic.
I'm going Boise State on this one.
Right.
Lord, there's a great wide receiver on this Nevada team, a great running back on the Boise State team. If you're wondering who I'm talking about, Royales should ring a bell when it comes to the Nevada Wolf Pack. A lot has changed for Boise State, but the thing that's making me upset is that I'm not seeing Brock Purdy's brother enough. Until they start Chubba Purdy, I am not taking Nevada anymore. Give me Boise State.
Clean sweep. Last game on the list. It's a 10-15. It's number 9 BYU against Utah. BYU's a 4-point favorite. The over-under's at 40.5.
The Holy War. Who's favored and how much?
BYU 4.
I'll roll with it. BYU, I'll lay the points in the Holy War. I'll go with it.
We all know what happens when you play a night game in Utah.
Yes.
I'll take the Utes.
Strange things happen. Vic?
Yeah, strange it happened, but not in this one. I'm going BYU.
Good.
If BYU wants to be in the college football playoffs, this is a must-win game because they have to go undefeated in order to get into the playoffs due to their weak schedule. I'm going to take BYU as in hopes that they can make the playoffs this year.
The father and I have agreed it's also going to be BYU. Now get us the hell up out of here. These are the picks brought to you by BetUS.com, where the games begin.
Thank you, Deets, very much for joining us as you do every single Thursday. We had a wild time with you. Can't wait to talk to you next week.
Always a pleasure, guys. Have a good one.
Passionate.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
Deeds.
That's not just a murmur. That's a full-blown fibrillation.
Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. We're out of here. See you tomorrow for the Football Friday. And Joel Embiid, you still a bitch. See you tomorrow.
Over under 10 minutes on when I lose control of the segment tomorrow.